Okay, let's talk about something we all know. You ever wonder why you're just so loyal to one brand but you'll drop another one in a heartbeat? The secret, it turns out, isn't just about the product. It's all about the experience. So today, we're going to break down the blueprint for what's called experience management. This is the discipline that can turn a casual customer into a raving, lifelong fan. Seriously, take a second. Think about your absolute favorite brands. What is it about them? Why do you keep going back? I bet it's not just the price tag or what they sell. The real magic, the thing that sets them apart, is the experience they give you, that feeling you get every single time you interact with them. We all have this expectation, right? We want things to be seamless, personal, efficient. But what do we actually get way too often? A total mess. Disjointed websites, sitting on hold for ages, talking to bots that don't get it. Well, that huge gap between what we hope for and what we actually get, that has a name. It's called the experience gap. And this gap isn't just some minor annoyance for us as customers. For businesses, it's a silent killer. It's literally the space between what a company promises you and what you actually go through. And let me tell you, that's the exact spot where loyalty is either won or completely lost. It might just seem like one small thing, right? One bad phone call, one clunky checkout page. But those little moments, they add up. They create this massive domino effect. And before you know it, a company is losing customers and their revenue takes a nosedive. It's a chain reaction that can seriously hurt even the biggest, most established brands out there. So how do the best companies avoid this? Well, they don't just cross their fingers and hope for the best. They don't leave their customer experience up to chance. Nope. They have a system, a discipline, really, for closing that gap we just talked about. And that system, that's experience management, or XM for short. The easiest way to think about XM is like a never-ending conversation with your customers and, just as importantly, your employees. This isn't about that one survey they send you once a year that you probably ignore. It's about constantly listening, really understanding what people are saying, and then, this is the key part, acting on that feedback to make every interaction better. At its core, XM has this really powerful three-step loop. It's simple, but it's everything. First, you listen, and you listen everywhere, on every channel. Then you understand. You take all that raw data and turn it into real insights. And finally, and this is the most important part, you act. You use those insights to make real changes. So it's listen, understand, act. It's a constant cycle, always getting better. Okay, so if you want to build a great XM program, it's going to take more than just good intentions. You need a solid foundation. You need a blueprint. And that blueprint is built on 3 absolutely essential pillars. So here they are. First up is competency. These are the skills you need. Next is technology. Think of this as the engine that drives everything. And last, but definitely not least, is culture. That's the foundation that holds the whole thing up. Skills, engine, foundation. Got it? All right, let's break down that first pillar, competency. This is all about getting serious. It's the difference between saying, yeah, we should probably improve customer service, and having a team that actually knows how. A team that can analyze feedback, pinpoint the real problem, and make changes that actually matter. It's about turning a wish into a real skill set. And within that competency pillar, there are 6 core skills. Think of them as the building blocks. You've got things like lead, which is all about having a clear vision. Respond, that's crucial. It means actually getting back to customers who take the time to give you feedback. And then there's disrupt, which is the really exciting one. That's about using what you learn to create something totally new and way better. Okay, on to pillar number 2, technology. And if competency is the skill, technology is the engine. It's what gives your program its power. I mean, you can have the smartest team on the planet, but if they don't have the right tools, they're just going to drown in the sheer amount of feedback coming in every day. And we're not just talking about a glorified spreadsheet here. A real XM platform does some heavy lifting. It's pulling in feedback from everywhere, social media, call centers, you name it. Then, using AI, it makes sense of all that messy human data at an incredible scale. It spots the trends and, crucially, gets the right information to the right teams so they can act on it, like now, not next quarter. So you've got the skills, you've got the tech, you're all set, right? Not so fast. Without the right culture, the whole thing just falls apart. It'll stall out before it even gets going. That's why our third and final pillar, culture, is maybe the most important of all. It's the soil. Your XM program will either grow strong in it or it will just wither and die. And what's at the heart of that culture? One word: empathy. It all comes down to empathy. It's about a company-wide commitment to seeing the world through the eyes of your customers and your employees. It's about genuinely trying to understand their experience and then using that understanding to make things better. It's about figuring out how to care, but at a massive scale. A really strong XM culture really boils down to two things that work together. First, it's human-centric. Empathy is at the core of every single decision, period. And second, it's change-minded. This means you're not afraid of feedback. In fact, you see it as a gift, and you're always, always looking for ways to get better. So, we've walked through the 3 pillars of experience management. Let's put it all together now and look at the complete blueprint. So here it is, the whole blueprint in one shot. You've got competency, that's your skills and actions. You've got technology, that's your engine for scale and precision. And you have culture, the mindset, the foundation. When you get these 3 pillars working together in harmony, that's when you can stop just reacting and start building a powerful, intentional engine for growth. So the big question to leave you with is this: is your organization managing its experiences by design or just by default? Is it something that's intentionally crafted or something that just sort of happens? Because the answer to that question makes all the difference. It's the difference between building a brand that people put up with and building one they will absolutely love for life.